Can Ichigo solo the JoJo universe? How powerful is Ichigo exactly? At the end of the manga in 2016, he's vaguely multiplanetary and massively faster than light. A year later, some books started coming out and made him, along with Aizen, Yohaba, and the Soul King universe. First things first, is current Ichigo really universal? Yes. Here's a quick summarization. In 2017, the novel series Can Fear Your Own World started releasing. In these novels, we learned the Bleach universe was originally one where life and death interacted freely. During this time, the 5 noble families of the Shinigami came together and created the Soul King, a being bordering on omnipresent and omnipotent. He took the universe. He then divided life from death. In one universe he put life, and in the other he put death, and connected the separate universes with the Dangai, and put another dimension in the middle, this being Wakamundo. His power was used to prevent the different universes from collapsing back in on themselves. After killing and absorbing the Soul King, Yohaba ascended to a similar bracket of strength, Ichigo and Aizen both being transcendent beings that had the power to oppose him. He also had control over abstract forces such as life and death. As for manga Ichigo, this is much more fun. Now in Bleach, there are several statements for the top tiers being planetary, whether it is Yamamoto's Banka, that by simply existing was going to destroy the Soul Society and was able to evaporate all water within the city Te, if not the entire Soul Society instantaneously, or Yohaba was about to annihilate 3 planets, which was retconned to him combining 2 separate universes. Some people do have a problem with putting Ichigo that high, but it's actually easy to show how. First off, Ulquiorra was able to destroy Las Noches while in base form, as any Espada could destroy Las Noches with a Gran Ray 0, but Espada 4 and below were forbidden from even releasing below the canopy because they had so much power. Mind it, this area of Wakamundo is huge, as it would take 3 days to walk halfway down the wall, which means 6 days from end to end. This is backed up by how Ichigo had previously ran for 5 days straight while undergoing holification training, and Urio had fought for 7 days straight, and while trying to make it to Las Noches, they both ran until they were exhausted and did not appear to get any closer. So that's 186.624 square miles, slightly larger than California, which is a little more than 163,000 square miles, to put it into perspective. So a normal Zero from base Ulquiorra can destroy Las Noches. In his first resurrection, he would be 5 to 10 times more powerful, and in his second, he should be 25 to 100 times more powerful. Ulquiorra had 3 unique abilities. First was Luz de la Luna, which is a simple javelin. Next is Zero Oscura, which is 10 times stronger than a normal Zero. And finally, Lanza del Relámpago, which is a stronger version of Luz de la Luna. This would make Ulquiorra with Zero Oscuras alone able to wipe out the entire Earth's surface, as it is an area 1200 times as large as California. Ichigo in his Vastolord form is more powerful than Ulquiorra. Now Aizen in base was stronger than all of the Espadas, so he should be comparable to Vastolord Ichigo. And over the course of the Arrancar arc, he underwent 5 different transformations. The first is chapter 396, the second one on chapter 401, and ended on chapter 406 when he entered his new 3rd form. Next is his 4th form when he unlocked on chapter 415. During this transformation, he fought Dangai Ichigo and was completely outclassed, forcing him to evolve into his 5th form on chapter 419, at which point he was able to damage Dangai Ichigo, meaning even though he was weaker, they had similar power. Now Aizen said Ichigo was a level above him, but this doesn't have much effect on power, as Ishin, Yoruichi, and Urahara, they were still able to damage, so not being able to sense someone who is a level above you is not an indicator of strength and power. And as Aizen was able to severely wound Ichigo, there could not have been a big gap between them. Then Ichigo enters Mugetsu, his 4th Zanpakuto 4. War Arc Ichigo scales directly off of Dangai, and this was Ichigo in Shikai, so a 10 times increase for Bankai and a 10 times increase for Mask. Gets final form Ichigo around 100 times stronger than Mugetsu and Dangai Ichigo. This would make Ichigo at least tens of thousands of times more powerful than Ulquiorra, who was already able to destroy the Earth's surface, so putting Ichigo at a multiplanetary level of strength strength is very simple. As for speed, light speed is mentioned continuously in Bleach, whether it be negation from Gillian, or Ulquiorra's Luz de la Luna, or how when first entering Bankai, Ichigo was able to block billions of Byakuya's blades in a matter of seconds, and the speed of the light is only 300 million meters a second, so there is a very good argument for Bankai Ichigo being relativistic. Of course, there is the obvious low ball of Gin's Bankai only being Mach 500, but the Bankai Ichigo that fought Gin was at least 100 times stronger than the Bankai that fought Byakuya. This is gonna get a little bit confusing, so pay attention. The Bankai Ichigo did better fighting Ulquiorra, as holified Ichigo did before he fought Grinjo, so pre-Grinjo mask Ichigo was weaker than the Bankai Ichigo that fought Ulquiorra, so this Ichigo was more than 10 times stronger than the one that originally fought Ulquiorra, and he did need his mask while fighting Gin, so that means the Ichigo that fought Gin was more than 100 times faster and stronger than the one that fought Byakuya, which if we believed it, then when Ichigo fought Byakuya, he was only moving around Mach 5. You also have the Stern Ritter, who had light-based attacks and they were dodged by a lieutenant, showing that even they are capable of dodging light, and Shikai Ichigo speed blitzing 4 Stern Ritter, one of which uses lightning, and Ichigo while in Shikai was able to move a few city blocks before they even noticed that he had moved. So if dodging light is a lieutenant level feat, then Ichigo should be hundreds of thousands to millions of times above that. Ichigo is pretty damn strong, with only a third of his power. Yojimbo was going to destroy Earth, Soul Society, the Dangai, and Wakamundo with his Shireiatsu, seeing as how Soul Society and Wakamundo are both scaled to Earth in size. This makes Yojimbo's Shireiatsu multiplanetary. Wakamundo holds the Hollow, Soul Society, the Shinigami, and Earth, humans. Yojimbo absorbed Ichigo's Quincy and Hollow powers for himself, leaving Ichigo with just his Shinigami abilities. Yet Ichigo still does this, while heavily fatigued, so if Yojimbo was planet level and Ichigo defeated him with a third of his strength, you could say that Ichigo is solar system to star level. Now talking about JoJo, for pure destructive power, JoJo characters are a lot more tame and almost grounded, but the actual stand abilities allows them to be pretty up there, like Mating Heaven, essentially turning Pucci into a speedster. In terms of raw destructive power, JoJo's pretty low tier. The strongest stands like Star Platinum or The World are building level. Speed is much better. A lot of characters are far beyond the speed of light, but Hex is where JoJo really shines. There's a lot of time manipulation, causality, and fate manipulation, as well as durability negation. All technical jargon aside, let's be honest guys, there are only a few obstacles in the way of Ichigo, and we're gonna talk about them right now. Offering is the corpse's ability, creates a rift which brings forth good fortune and moves away bad fortune, resulting in things being moved all around. The rift is thought of as a separate dimension, allowing D4C to harness it and being able to enter it. Jado's steel ball passed through the rift before being thrown, sending away a slice of it, ruining the rotation. The bear sign was good fortune, so it kept being pulled towards the train. Let's get this out of the way immediately. There is no way Ichigo can break through Love Train with the raw power, because the only thing that can travel between dimensions is gravity, but Valentine can't do much either, since he has to come out of Love Train to take an alternate version of Ichigo to collide with the original, but the president is nowhere near as fast as Ichigo, so the moment he steps out of the barrier, he's done for. Let's talk about Tusk. Once someone is hit with the infinite spin, that's it for them. Unless they can negate the rotational energy, it can and will beat Ichigo if it lands. Because again, in order for that to work, Ichigo has to be caught, which is just not happening. So that's an easy win for Ichigo. GER works without the knowledge of Giorno, as it is evident from the final chapter. Absolutely nothing can defeat Gold Experience Requiem. Requiem stands are generated based on what the user requires at the time. The reason GER is so godly powerful is because it was created to defeat King Crimson, an extremely broken stat. Gold Experience Requiem never showed up again, since Giorno did not need it. Simply put, if it is the case that Giorno still has Gold Experience Requiem, then Ichigo cannot defeat him, as he didn't play significant role to counter Yojimbo's fate manipulation, so he's not defeating GER. One reveals the strongest stand in the series. We have seen calamities be already on position to occur, even before the calamity was triggered. It goes beyond time, it goes beyond everything. It's unpredictable. It's a logic of our world that only could be broken because of a fusion, the spin, and the help of Paisley Park, which is the stand that guides people to the right path. Only that could defeat him. Basically, a sequence of events that led to a miracle. Ichigo just doesn't have anything to override fate, and without Aizen, Tsukushima, and Uryu's father, Ichigo 100% would have lost to Yojimbo. For the most part, this is a stomp in Ichigo's favor, but JoJo's hacks vary in such a broad scale to the point that godlike powerful characters become weak to these kinds of stands. And that's the end of the video. If you liked it, leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more content. If you disagree with me, leave your comment down below and we will have a discussion. With that being said, thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one. To put it into perspective,